Brace yourselves, guys, for some serious comic book heat. I mean, it's almost a little bit overwhelming. I was just unboxing this and was feeling just overwhelmed in a good way. Everything in here, from mega Silver Age grails to Golden Age classic covers to modern grails, and everything in between. Literally something for every collector in this collection. Most of these books will be listed by the time you're watching this, and then all of them will be listed by the end of the week when this video comes out. I'm wearing it a little bit. I've been doing 12-hour days, and my dog kept me up all night. The poor thing was just puking all night long until finally she got up and she looked at me and she just had this look on her face like, I know I'm a hot mess, and she just walked outside and went to sleep. Needless to say, I didn't get any sleep last night, so I'm wearing it a little bit here. So the stories behind the collections in this video, two of them, two major collections, a couple of smaller collections, and then some trades for grails as well. A lot of these are going to be available for trade, so check the website for availability and pricing and everything like that. But the main, biggest collection in this video, the seller is using the equity in his comics to put a down payment on his house. Some really exciting books there. And the other big collection, the seller had an opportunity to buy a massive Golden Age grail. I don't want to jinx it. If he does end up getting it, maybe I'll make a mention of it in a future video, but that's his reason for selling. And the reason they're selling to me is I do believe that in most cases for books over $1,000, I can offer more than auction houses like Heritage. I'm offering 80% for books over $1,000 and 60% for books under $1,000. So if you're thinking about selling some of your grails to Heritage, you might want to reach out and get an offer from me first if you want more money and you don't want to wait forever to get your money and you don't want the question mark of how much you're going to actually get. I might be able to make you an offer you can't refuse. And you may be wondering, why am I holding this massive prehistoric megalodon tooth? And that would be because one of the sellers of these collections included this as a gift for my son, who is going to be over the freaking moon. We talk about sharks' teeth and fossils and stuff all the time, so he's going to get it here very shortly. It's such an awesome, awesome gesture, which has sparked a whole thing. Since I've got this, I've already purchased more megalodon teeth. Just a quick little side note, this house that I bought here in Montana was furnished by the previous owner, Rhonda, and I was looking around going, why am I looking at frickin' Rhonda's furnishings? I mean, these stupid little TJ Maxx type, display things. I'm like, let's get some megalodon teeth. So since this, I've bought more megalodon teeth and cool fossils and meteorites and collectible minerals and stuff like that. So just a little side note, little collecting journey detour. Let's take a look at these awesome comics. This room doubles as my son's Lego building station. We're gonna do it like this because I don't want to mess up my photo taking station. Let's start off with a grail. How about Tales to Astonish number 27 in a 6.0. Another beautiful copy, no Marvel chipping on that one. Fantastic Four number 5 in a 4.5 with the custom label. First appearance of Dr. Doom. Tales to Astonish number 13, the first appearance of Groot in a 5.0. That's one that you don't see too often. Amazing Spider-Man number 129 in a 9.6 with white pages, first appearance of the Punisher. Like I said, guys, brace yourselves for some, it just keeps coming. And we've got lots of boxes to go through. X-Men number 1 in a 5.5, first appearance and origin of the X-Men. How about Avengers number 1 in a 6.0? Somebody come and look at this. Somebody come and look at this. How about the first work of Frank Miller on Daredevil and Daredevil 158 in a 9.8. Marvel Spotlight number 5 in a 9.6 with white pages. Now, this is the first appearance of the Ghost Rider. Man, I have seen lots of 9.8s that look worse than this. It's got a tiny, tiny, tiny little tear by the staple, which is in the grader's notes. Tiny spine stress lines and tiny wear, which is all in the grader's notes. And again, all of those things I've seen in 9.8s. The 9.6 to 9.8 bump on this is like, I think it's like $300,000 or something if you can get it to a 9.8. And this one is part of a consignment. So as part of the bigger deal, he wanted to try to get a little bit more for this book just because of how nice it is. There's a 9.6 that just sold that is nowhere near as nice as this on Heritage, and it's kind of a low sale. It's got had like a massive miscut. And so I agreed to take this on as consignment. I don't typically do consignments because, you know, I offer different payment methods on my website. And if they use a credit card or if they use the Shopify payment plan, I get charged between 3 and 6%. And then I have the point system on the website. And so I just like to keep it all my property so I have more, you know, control over the price and stuff like that. So it's listed as not sold out, but will show as sold out because it's only available via wire. And then I think he is going to offer trades as well. So I will work out a deal with him if we can get a trade offer for this. So check the website for all the details about the pricing on this one. There's 2 other consignment books up there. Fantastic Four #1 in a 4.0, origin and first appearance of the Fantastic Four. Giant Size X-Men #1 in the 9.2. Another one that just looks like a lot like a 9.8. I didn't even check the notes on this one. I obviously don't have the time to individually inspect all the books that you're going to see in this video and see about CPR candidates. So there will be CPR candidates on the website. Incredible Hulk #1 in a 3.0. Isn't she just a thing of beauty? Origin and first appearance of the Incredible Hulk and General Thunderbolt Ross. Here's another one of the consignment books, Marvel feature #1 in a 9.8 with white pages. Amazing to see this one, and that is available on the website even though it shows sold out. Demon #2 in a 9.8. Some Jack Kirby goodness. And here's a book that only has one 9.8 recorded sale on record. Demon #1 in 9.8 with white pages. Jack Kirby goodness, origin and first appearance of the Demon. And this is the last one of the consignment books, but just one that just rarely ever comes up for sale. Amazing Spider-Man #2 in a 3.0. Amazing Spider-Man #3. First Dr. Octopus. Amazing Spider-Man #4, First Sandman. Amazing Spider-Man #5, First Doom crossover. Amazing Spider-Man #6, First Lizard. Amazing Spider-Man #7, Second Vulture. Amazing Spider-Man #8 in a 2.0. Amazing Spider-Man #9, first appearance of Electro in a 4.0. And Amazing Spider-Man #9 in a 7.5 with white pages, signed by Stan Lee. And just look at the cover on this. Like, in this great issue, you will meet Electro, a menace so powerful that Spider-Man's strength is useless against him. We're giving away 2 valuable comics this month. One here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win this. And if you stay subscribed to that newsletter at BryceComics.com, you're entered to win this free slab for this month. And every month you stay subscribed, you're entered to win the most original superhero of all time. I mean, it's just such an awesome cover. And look at this with Spidey on the ground, a scene you will never forget. See the defeat of Spidey. I was just like marveling at this cover. I just think it's actually a really awesome cover. And this is one with an old cert number and a new case. So it was submitted for reholder, but it wasn't regraded, but it was graded a long time ago. And this one might be one that could see a grade bump just resubmitting. Might not even need to be pressed or cleaned. Again, I haven't done a thorough investigation, but that one seemed a little nice for a 7.5 to me. Here's Amazing Spider-Man #10. Amazing Spider-Man #13 in a 4.5, First Mysterio. And Amazing Spider-Man #31 in a 9.2, first appearance of Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, and Professor Miles Warren. Very, very cool to see in such high grade. ASM 300 in a 9.6, a 9.4, and a 7.5. The next books here, these are from the Frank collection. So stay tuned for a future video. I'll talk more about the Frank collection that I did with Dawn. And these are the last books from that collection. Unfortunately, this one came back qualified, missing a couple pages. Werewolf by Night #1, Fantastic Four Annual #1 in a 2.5, and #2, one of my favorite Doom covers of all time, Swamp Thing #1 in an 8.5, Iron Man 55 in a 7.0. Amazing Spider-Man number 50, that classic John Romita cover and the first appearance of the Kingpin. FF 49 in a 5.0. FF 52 in a 6.0. X-Men number 14 in a 6.0. Amazing Spider-Man number 122 in a 9.4. And Amazing Spider-Man number 135 in a 9.6. These, I think, were part of a smaller collection purchase. Batman 609, the first Hush. Strange Academy number 1, the Ramos variant. Excited about this potential, no spoilers, but after watching the Riri Ironheart show, you know, potential tie-ins to Strange Academy, I'll leave it at that. Venom Separation Anxiety with this custom sketch here by John Boy Myers. This is one you don't see in 9.0 white all the time. Amazing Spider-Man 51 in a 9.0 white. Awesome Kingpin cover in the second appearance of the Kingpin. And All Winners number 9 in a 2.5. Alex Schomburg. And this thing is exceptional, except it has chews and a spine split down in the bottom left corner. But the rest of this book, go check it out on the website, is like, presents beautifully. Just a really cool war, Alex Schomburg, 1943. We get a war ad on the back. Just very, very cool piece of history. Incredible Hulk number 181 in a 9.2. This one is a bump candidate if you can get that very light foxing off of the back. It's qualified, it's missing the Marvel value stamp. So if you want like a $3,000 discount on a 9.2, it's just missing a little one, you know, it's just Shanna the She-Devil. I didn't know people were so into Shanna the She-Devil on the Marvel value stamp. Amazing Spider-Man number 120 in a 9.8. Batman Beyond, the special origin issue. 7.0 white for Batman 189. I actually just really like these gold foil whatnot editions. This is from the Daredevil pack. And an awesome ASM 1 signed by J. Scott Campbell. Batman 227, that classic Neil Adams cover, homaging Detective Comics number 31. 2 copies here of Batman 232, 5.0 and a 7.0. Swamp Thing in a 9.2 this time. Some cool pre-code horror. We have Vault of Horror number 35, this classic Christmas cover. You put that out next to your Christmas tree this year. Haunt of Fear number 17, the classic Graham Ingalls cover, featuring just a really, really cool artwork. Shock Suspensories. I've always not really liked how they do that. Suspensories number 3. Here is a CPR candidate. I was looking at this. It looks more like a 9.0. Just a classic Schomburg airbrushed cover. Wiz number 48. Some Golden Age goodness here. Captain Marvel number 67. In this issue, Captain Marvel gets a secretary. He's like, yoink, I'm gonna take me one of those. Exciting Comics number 65 in a 6.5. Canadian edition, Alex Schomburg cover. I mean, how cool is that? And this is such a cool book. Air Fighters Comics number 6. Airboy and his bird plane defy death. And it's from 1943. It's a 9.0. I think it's a CPR candidate. According to CGC, it's a classic Japanese soldiers as rats cover. Just one of those classic Japanese soldiers as rats covers. Is that a thing? Or is that like actually a thing? Japanese soldiers as rats? But this one is very, very cool piece of history. Superman number 45, where he finally dug a hole to China. House of Secrets number 92 in a 7.5. Hulk 181 in a 9.2. How'd that get in there? First appearance of Wolverine. Fantastic Four number 5, a 3.5 this time. Really nice for a 3.5. X-Men number 4 in a 3.0 for Scarlet Witch. And the rest is a nice little run here of X-Men. We got X-Men 12, we got X-Men 20, we got X-Men 36, and go check out BryceComics.com if you want to get a better look at all these. X-Men 37, X-Men 47, X-Men 94 in a 9.0. And then there is also in here 9.0 or higher of X-Men 94 through X-Men number 118. So a really nice run of X-Men there. Now this one I am really on the fence about. So we've got The Last of Us 1 through 4, and I'm a huge fan of this show. You know, it's waning a little bit in these later seasons, but when the first season came out, this is a 4-issue miniseries from Dark Horse, but we have 1 through 4 here. And in all of my years doing this, I believe this is the first time that I've had issues 1 through 4 of this series come through. I mean, your guess is as good as mine how many Hulk 181s. Maybe 100, maybe more Hulk 181s, but this is the first time that I've got this series. I mean, it just goes to show you how rare this series is. And so I'm really on the fence about keeping it because I love it so much. Season 1, when it came out, I thought, man, this has potential to be goated as like one of the best post-apocalyptic shows of all time. And then season 2 came out, and I don't think I've ever seen a single line in a show have such devastating effects on its viewership. And that line was, "So I'm gonna be a dad?" If you know, you know. It just had devastating effects on it. People, all the fans, just, the response to that was just horrible. And so they've decided, I saw a post, I don't know if it's true or not, that they're gonna go in a completely different direction because of the response to the actress that they cast for this series. So what is the future of the comic book series and the prices? Who knows? You know, it does still have potential to be one of those shows like The Walking Dead that goes for 10 seasons or something like that, but they just had a real big mishap with the casting of the main character and, you know, some of the content storyline direction that they went in. There's a bunch of Walking Dead stuff here. I won't show all of it, but I do want to show some of the earlier issues. This was one of the first slabs I ever bought, so it's really, every time I see it, I think about that. Daryl riding his motorcycle there. We've got issue number 12. We've got 2 copies of number 11. He accidentally sent me an extra copy, which we worked out after the fact. This one is always, I've just always loved this cover. Look at the colors on this for Walking Dead number 10. The first appearance of Herschel, Lacey, Arnold, Maggie, Billy, Rachel, and Susie. Such an awesome, it's the cover for me, those deep colors. This cover never really did it for me. Not such a big fan of flies on eyes. But this cover is really cool. Walking Dead number 7, first appearance of Tyrese. Look at the colors on that. It's just awesome. And then we have Walking Dead number 4 in a 9.8, number 2, which is super expensive, in a 9.4, and then, of course, Walking Dead number 1, first print, absolutely awesome. First appearance of Rick and Shane, Morgan and Dwayne. Another Amazing Spider-Man box here from one of the other collections, another Amazing Spider-Man number 5. And then it jumps to number 10, number 13, first Mysterio in a 6.5, number 14, there's a good one, in a 6.5, first appearance of the Green Goblin. And then we've got 16, first meeting of Daredevil, 17, 18, 19, 21. And then a really nice run here from 27 on up. So some really awesome Amazing Spider-Man keys available now at brightscomics.com. Go check it out if you want to see all those covers. All right, these books came in a trade I did for an Amazing Spider-Man 5 and a 9.0. How adorable is this? Second printing, Peach Momoko Groot number 1. High ratio incentive for Aliens vs. Avengers, featuring this awesome artwork by Mark Brooks. Spider-Punk variant edition. Venom Separation Anxiety, homaging the gold Spider-Man 1 from 1990, absolutely epic, high ratio incentive. Strange number 1, I believe it's a 1 in 200? What, that's crazy, 2 9.8 Daredevil 158s. I didn't realize I have 2 of these now. Frank Miller's run on Daredevil begins. How about Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, first appearance of Gwen Stacy as the new Spider-Woman, the 1 in 25 Greg Land variant. Always cool to see that. And this is a beautiful Michael Turner red sketch variant on Vampirella Strikes from 2013 with the COA from Dynamic Forces, limited to 100 copies. Faust #1 in a 9.8, and it does say name written on first page in marker, so you can get that JSA certified now. And Vampirella #1, I mean, look at this. This is Alex Ross, and it says right here, in memory of Frank. Alex Ross in memory of Frank on Vampirella. That is absolutely stunning. Cry for Dawn #1 in a 9.8. It also says 2 names written on interior cover in marker, so you could get that JSA certified. Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime, cool variant for that one, not in this collection. And Batman Beyond #1 in a 9.8 newsstand. That's like a $5,000 book. And I forgot to show this bad boy right here, Raphael #1 in a 9.8. And check out this Neil Adams on Monsters. Here's some books that just came in today, a little bit before most of the books in this haul video. 9.8 ASM 300 custom label. This one, TMNT first print, sold before I even had it for $7,000. I just hinted at it in a video, and I got 3 offers and just went with the first cash offer on that one. This, I've never seen this before. Very cool Platinum Edition RoboCop versus the Terminator. Look at that Platinum goodness. We got FF Annual 1, Bat 227, Daredevil #1, signed by Stan Lee. Look at the size of that signature. Absolutely love that Silver Age Grail. ASM 238 in a 9.8 white. Hulk 340 in a 9.8 white. ASM 4 in a 4. That's kind of cool. And a whole bunch of other stuff, including Giant Size X-Men 1 in a 6.5, Hulk 181 in a 5.5, Ghost Rider, first Ghost Rider in a 4.0, and tons of 9.8 run filler ASMs. New box just came in. Absolutely love that book for all the key significance. We got a Invincible Iron Man 1 in an 8.0 with white pages. Venom 3, First Null. Hulk 181 in a 7.0 with white pages. First appearance and origin of the Shocker in a 9.2 for ASM #46. Awesome Doom cover on Avengers. FF1 in a 9.4. This is the Golden Record reprint. This thing is looking super crispy. There's a couple spine ticks, so definitely not a 9.8 candidate. Hulk 340 in a 9.8, and Bitter. Some more new books just came in. We got Captain America #51. This Alex Schomburg cover. Just take a look at the art on this one. So cool. Restored copy. You gotta love these Baby Ruth. Look at the advertising used to say it was rich in dextrose. Very cool to see that. The retailer incentive edition for Batman Superman #1. A 6.5 ASM #3, first Dr. Octopus. And a first Gwen Stacy. Yep, and that was it. Wow, that was some impressive comic books. Thank you so much for coming along with me for the ride. I will have all of these up on the website by the end of the week. Use code COLLECT10 at BryceComics.com for 10% off. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.